Welcome everyone. Let's talk about waistcoats. You want to configure a waistcoat online, you try to find the perfect waistcoat for an occasion. I will try to cover everything in this video you need to know when buying or wearing waistcoats. But first, dramatic intro. So waistcoats, huh? Well, nowadays you have a total of 3 options to wear one. First, wearing a complete 3-piece suit with the same fabric for each piece. Second, wearing a regular suit with a contrasting waistcoat. And third, wearing a broken suit with a waistcoat. Regardless of the fact that this is a matter of taste, in terms of formality, a 3-piece suit of course is more formal than a 2-piece suit with a contrasting waistcoat, which is again more formal than a broken suit with a waistcoat. However, waistcoats used for morning or evening dress follow different rules and are a whole other story. Because these dresses don't originate from the lounge suit. To keep it short, for morning dress you usually use a light grey or cream waistcoat. Double-breasted and including a lapel is perfect. For evening dress you need a black waistcoat for black tie and a white waistcoat for white tie, usually with a deep cut. In case you love vintage shopping as much as I do, you often don't find complete 3-piece suits. You really have to piece your outfits, so you need to go for options 2 and 3, which is absolutely fine. However, I highly recommend combining contrasting items and not trying to wear waistcoats that are similar to your suit or jacket. Do not try to find a waistcoat with a similar but not identical fabric. It shows and it doesn't work. Trust me, contrast is key here. Let's talk about fit. I recommend high armholes, as I do for jackets. It simply looks better. Make sure the shoulder line of the waistcoat matches yours. So if you have sloped shoulders, for example, make your alterations tailor adjust your waistcoat. Now, something I try to tell everyone around me over and over again, go for short waistcoats. They make your legs look longer and your shoulders wider. It's so much more flattering. However, your shirt must not bulge out between your waistcoat and your trousers. In this case, your trousers are most probably the problem here. They are too low, so get a pair with a higher rise. High waistcoats also don't necessarily need to be unbuttoned at the bottom. A fashion introduced by Edward VII in the beginning of the 20th century. You can of course slavishly follow this fashion, but you don't need to. Actually, it only makes real sense if you have a beer belly or a waistcoat that is too long, so it doesn't slide up when you sit down. Finally, don't let your tailor make your waistcoat too slim in the waist. It might get uncomfortable after a big meal, and you really have a little strap in the back of your waistcoat to slim it down just as needed. Design options. Let's talk about the endless design options for waistcoats. There are generally 4 types of pockets. Modern waistcoats usually have 2 double-welted pockets. Vintage waistcoats usually have 4 welted pockets. Flap pockets are offered by online MTM stores, but I wouldn't recommend flap pockets for a waistcoat, to be honest. And patch pockets are something you might find on waistcoats made for shooting or hunting. But that's pretty much it, so just keep that in mind. Now, button stands. There are single-breasted waistcoats, double-breasted waistcoats, and some waistcoats in between. Usually, the more buttons you have, the higher the closure. Double-breasted waistcoats, as well as high closure, are more formal. Low-closing waistcoats are considered modern, except for formal morning and evening dress, of course. We had that. Double-breasted waistcoats should always have a straight edge. Try to avoid these modern versions. They look terrible in my opinion. Single-breasted waistcoats can have a straight edge too, but the pointy versions are more common and usually look more dapper. Now, crucial question. Lapel or no lapel? Well, there are pros and cons to wearing a waistcoat with a lapel. Pros? It makes you look very well dressed even if you take off your jacket. They also add another layer in your outfit, giving it more depth. Cons? They are worn inflationary often, currently at least, and they add girth, which might be counterproductive when you want to look slim. Finally, the fabric. The fabric choice is huge, but also quite simple. When you buy a 3-piece suit, there is no choice. A contrasting waistcoat for a 2-piece suit should most of all be contrasting. Again, don't try to find something similar. Make it contrasting. Same for the waistcoat to a broken suit. Make it contrasting. However, you should also think about the material. Use a linen or a thin woolen waistcoat for a linen jacket. Use a tweed or thick flannel waistcoat for a tweed jacket. Generally, avoid winter fabrics in summer outfits and summer waistcoats in winter outfits. Pretty obvious, right? Wow, that was a lot. Let me say, I love waistcoats. As long as it's not 30 degrees Celsius outside, I'm wearing one with my suits. Waistcoats are not for everyone, since they almost always add some formality to your outfit. But I love that. And there are so many options to be creative with your waistcoat. Maybe you will find something nice next time vintage shopping. Good luck, of course. Thanks for watching, make sure to subscribe to my channel and see you soon.